Okay, awesome. Back in the level, all I did was just mess around with the sun a bit. If you want to get like this kind of light for your own level, all you have to do is just copy these rotation values around -100 for the X, 82 for the Y, and 7 for the Z. The floating points don't really matter that much, although you can tweak it if you want. And we have, this cool BP sky sphere that gives us, well, for one thing, we have cloud speed, so we can make the clouds go faster. So, I don't know what this would be, but what's the movie with the lady with the red shoes and Dorothy and Toto? Oh, it's that. I can't think what the name is. But like a cyclone kind of thing. Wizard of Oz. Oh, that's sad. Okay. We can increase the cloud opacity. So, I mean, that's not nighttime, but you could do that. The blueprint's a bit weird. It mixes cloud opacity with brightness, which I've fixed in other blueprints, but that's not important for this. I'm just going to make it a little bit slower just so we can see it, but, not swirling. Gonna lower the cloud opacity to make it fade into the background a bit. And we can have, super bright stars or no stars at all. Well, maybe not. I think no stars is just 0 on the dot. Oh, that's cool. But I do like some stars. There we go. Very nice. Cool beans. Maybe a little more. I'll get to see stars a lot, so I want to put a little bit of star in there. And again, we're using the sun to determine the colors, but we can also turn that off and change them up. Again, we'll go over this in class. I just like adding a little bit of style to my levels when I can. Cool beans. And I'm going to crank up the exponential height fog just a little bit. Just to, again, given the opportunity to add a little bit of style, I can't help it. Make it a little more atmospheric because we're just on the plain in the middle of nowhere. So it's nice to add a little bit something. Cool. That's cool. Okay, now let's actually add in the VR stuff, which would be, since we're in the VR template, we're in a new level, so we actually don't have the VR template set. So if I click on World Settings, which I did, go into Game Mode Override, click on None. We're just going to add in the VR game mode, and that's going to give us the VR pawn and the VR control schema. I don't think this is... It's going to give us a VR pawn. So the only other thing we have to do to make this level playable is add in go into the little square with the plus, look for, I think it's under basics. Yes, a player start, which is over there for some reason. Going to reset it to 0, 0. Going to hit F on the keyboard and going to try to zoom into it. There we go. Normally you should see the outline of stuff, but if you hit G on the keyboard, it'll like turn off outlines, which is helpful if you want to see stuff in your level, like just to see the stuff without the gizmos. See what your level looks like. So I had it turned off by mistake. But now we have the player start, so when we start the level, we will be here facing wherever the arrow says, which is this blue one, and it's facing that way. So that's where we're going to face. So actually, we're done setting up a VR. No, we're not. The last thing we have to do is go back up into this square, look for volumes, and add in a nav mesh bounds. That's the last thing we have to do. This will allow us to teleport around the level. So we can see if we hit the P key, this will show us green areas. This is everywhere that our VR pawn can teleport to. So if I hit R on my keyboard to go into scale mode, or come up here and click on this icon right here, you can say hit R to scale, hit E to rotate. So I'm gonna hit R. I'm just gonna scale it up so we can like walk around, a decent chunk of the map. To be fair, the larger you scale this up, the more like memory it's using or something, the more resources. So you only want it to be as big as you want your play space to be. There's no reason to like make it. There's no reason to make it as too big to where you're never gonna like walk over there. So easy way to both waste resources and cut back if you're crafty about it. And hit P again, it'll turn off the navigation view mode. So I can only walk in this, square right here, but that's fine. It's just a little test demo. And the last thing I'm going to do is before I hit play, because I'm going to assume it works, I'll find out shortly, is I'm going to go into my VR pawn. So we're going to world settings, click on this little folder icon to go to the pawn, gotta find it, go click on it. It's going to open up, and if I go click on viewport, this is what the VR pawn looks like. I'm surprised there's no player capsule on it, but that is okay. If we wanted to, we could add one that would allow us to not collide with stuff. For now, it's fine. Again, I'll show how to do that in class probably. What I want to do is, because we don't have because we're in like a night scene. That's what I made. So I'm going to add a little flashlight to our VR pawn so we can use our hand to shine a light around the world. So to do that, I'm right-handed. So I'm going to click on my right hand, which we can see by default. It's when we load in the game, it'll, track to our controllers. But for right now, it's just like here, living in the headset. That's fine. What we want to do is on the right hand skeletal, that's the thing that shows, the actual glove, is we're going to have that selected. We're going to click add, and we're going to look for a spotlight, spotlight, and then there we go. And that's going to create a spotlight. We can't see anything right now because there's nothing for it to be reflected off of, but I guarantee you there is a spotlight on our hand. I'm going to change it to lumen. Sure, that's fine. And I don't really know what a flashlight light looks like, but I'm going to assume it's orange. Attenuation radius. Let's give it 2000. It's a bit hard to see without being able to visualize it, but we'll see it in the editor when we play. So I'm just changing the cone of radius. So I want the spotlight to, shine far and have a tight cone. So, not, narrow light view. Not sure how to phrase that. And then the other thing we want to do is that we want to make sure that the flashlight is facing the right way for our hand. We see our hand is pointed downward, so we want the flashlight to, shine out from the fingers, kind of. And we see the flashlight's going out, just upward kind of the hand. So to change that, I'm just going to rotate it 90 degrees on the z-axis, because that'll point it. Actually, we can see it a little bit because it's now hitting our other hand. So I'm actually going to move the flashlight just a little bit above our hand, so a little bit away from it. And I think that should be all I have to do to make a little flashlight extend out from the hand. Oh, nope, I lost it. There we go. I'm just positioning it. Cool. Okay, I'm going to compile. And if I minimize this and hit the play button, I'm now in the VR world. We can see I can have, my head tracks and I can move. And I just woke up my hand controller and I have a flashlight extending from my hand. I can walk around. I know it doesn't look like I'm walking because I just made a giant field, but I swear to you, I am. We can see, let me grab my other controller if I can find it. Cool beans. So if I turn around, which I did, we can see Where we see a circle is where I can teleport. Again, I promise I'm moving. I should have added landmarks, which I can do in a sec. But we have a flashlight on our hand in this dark, kind of cool world. You know what? I like it. All right, cool beans. And just so I can prove I was actually moving, I'm actually going to add some basic shapes for land marks. I'm just going to duplicate it with Control D. Just move it over here. This will be, I don't know, south wall, I guess. The south pillar trio. And then I'm going to duplicate it. Move it again. Duplicate it. Move it again. This will just show, am I getting close to something? And then one on the opposite side, which I will rotate to show this is a different direction. And now play. Oh god, that is actually quite creepy. Oh, I do not like that. Do not like that at all. Oh my god. Why did I make a spooky level? Whose idea was this? Okay. Yeah, so if I move forward, you can see I'm actually moving towards them, which I don't like. Oh god. I don't know why lone structures are creepy. And then I'm moving towards the other ones. Cool. Yeah, so we have movement, we have light, we have spook. Awesome. I'm going to leave this haunted world before something happens. All right. The last thing I think I showed in class was just how to make a quick grabbable. If I'm not mistaken. So if I right click, look for blueprint, click on actor. I'm not gonna name it because it don't matter for this. Gonna click on add. Look for a sphere. Now we have a sphere. And I'm going to add a grabbable grab component, which is a component we get in the VR template. It makes whatever actor we're on grabbable, so that the VR controller recognizes that's something that we can grab. So I'm actually going to make the sphere smaller because they come in as super big. And it's just a static mesh as a sphere. So last time we tried this, it didn't work with anything other than a primitive. So I'm actually going to try something real quick. I'm going to change this from sphere to, I'm going to look for something else. I thought I had a gun in this project. Let me static mesh. Grenade. Yeah, grenade launcher. I thought, yeah, okay, cool. Okay, well, let me delete this one and type in grenade launcher. And this will be our grabbable object, our little test grabbable object. I'm going to drop it into the world. Going to just drag it up. There's no gravity on it, so it should just be floating in space. And where's my player start? I'm actually going to move it in front of me just so I know where it is. And I'm going to play the level and see if we can just pick up this thing real quick. Oh god. Turn. Well, that's too high to grab. Okay, well, that's okay. We'll probably go over that in class. It's too high to grab for me. But I will actually call this one here because we'll go over the grabbable thing later. I didn't realize I was short. That's what I get for sitting down. But cool. Three videos. Normally this is what we'll do. But I'll see you guys in class on Tuesday. I hope this is helpful. And I'll end it here.